So trading, and more importantly rares on Animaljam Classic, are a large part of the game. It's probably one of the most used mechanics in the game, and is probably a large part of why it has had popularity for so long of its life. But with these rare items, there's obviously items that are typically rarer than others. There's an entire economy to the game, even to the point where it's led to people making videos, like myself included, about criticism regarding this economy. However, in this video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 rarest items on Animaljam. Now, this is something I used to do pretty much every year at the end of the year a few years ago. Skipped out on it last year because it was kind of similar to the previous years, but I figured this year would be the best time to make a return at this video series, I guess, because one, I feel like the list has changed somewhat drastically, and also I feel like I can put my own spin on it. So usually we do take these lists from the Discord server item tracking, which all links in the description and credit to them down below, of course, but I will have my own kind of opinions on this list, just so you know. And before we get into it, do stick around to the end for the special video giveaway, but that will hop into the top 10 list. Here at number 10, we have the Magenta Wind Armor, the member version. There is actually a non-member version of the Lavender Wind Armor contest item. However, this is not the one we're going to be talking about here. We're talking about the member original version that got into the game on August 25th, 2016. Now, a few of these actually did exist in the game, I think 3 or more at some point. However, some were duped and then banned, or the others that did exist in the game were banned, all up until one of them was left in the game. And for a while, this was quite the rare item. It did take quite a hard hit when the lavender version became magenta and got recovered by somebody. So that's why it's probably very lower on this list in comparison to previous years. However, it's worth 300 black longs, and as I said, it's one of a kind. And even despite this lavender magenta version, which is really confusing, being a thing, this item is still one of the best magenta items in the game. Now here at number 9, we have the Mint Sheep Cloak, my personal least favorite item on this list. Now this item is one of many sheep cloaks that were colored that actually got into the game, and this was because an exploit was found in the Message of the Bottle gift that was originally used to give out sheep cloaks back in 2016, I'm pretty sure, but it allowed hackers to pretty much make any color of the sheep cloak that they wanted. And back when this happened, one of every single possible color combination for the sheep cloak was created. However, very few of them actually seeped into the game. The mint one was one of few that actually got into the game, and it was originally one of a kind when it did actually get traded out. However, during 2021, when a big hack happened on the game, the current owner of the sheep cloak at the time got hacked, and when their account got rolled back, it duplicated the sheep cloak, meaning the person who hacked it had the mint sheep cloak, and also the original owner got theirs back, so it became 2 of a kind, and ever since then it has been 2 of a kind. This item is worth 450 worth because of this. It probably would be rarer if it was 1 of a kind. However, I think this is a pretty fair price for it, given that it is 2 of a kind, and also because every other possible color that got into the game is either hidden away by an account that doesn't want to trade them out, or the ones that were traded around actually got permanently banned. So that is the number 9 spot, the Mint Sheep Cloak. Here at the number 8 spot, we have the Magenta Cat Ears. Now, these originally got into the game around October of 2016, as they were recovered by AGHQ in this variant. A few of them actually got into the game at this time, but this item was a target for dupers back when a duplication method was found and abused in 2016 on to 2017. A lot of these were actually duplicated and passed around the game. However, they either got banned or deleted soon after, which is why this item became so rare than it was back then. But it is valued at 400 worth with 3 known owners right now. So I guess you could say this item had some kind of redemption to it. Here at the number 7 spot, we have the Magenta Tuxedo jacket, which got into the game around October of 2016, similar to the last item on the list. This item was given out by animaljam to a player, and it was accidentally given out in this magenta format instead of the regular format of a tuxedo jacket. This item is 1 of a kind. However, I do believe the past and current owners of this item have indirectly made this item rarer purely because they all have a habit of not trading it when actually owning it. The item is 1 of a kind, and it is currently worth 500 black longs. That is the number 7 spot. Here at the number 6 spot, we have the Milky Tiara. So this is pretty much believed to be a beta testing variant of the regular tiara that you can see in store all the way back in 2010 when animaljam was during its beta testing period. Throughout the years though, a lot of these have been banned from the game. However, this item has always been considered quite rare due to the extreme item label this item is typically given. It's currently worth 500 black long, so it's tied with the last item on this list. However, I would consider this item to be much rarer given the extreme title it does have. Yeah, that is the number 6 spot, the Milky Tiara. So here at the number 5 spot, we have the Black Elf Tail Armor, which is a glitch variant of the regular beta Elf Tail Armor in the game. This was originally obtained by Abra in 2016. Nobody really knows how he exactly got this, however it's speculated that he might have generated it in his own way or got it from AGHQ in another way. This item originally showed up in 2018 on an account named Cupcake Hoarder, however it wasn't seen again until 2022 where it was traded around and has existed in the game ever since. It's only one of a kind and it's currently worth 600 black longs. My humble opinion, I think it should be rarer than that given its history, and the item itself is quite cool looking, but yeah, I think the number 5 spot is kind of fair for this, to be honest. Here at the number 4 spot, we have the rare Magenta long spiked collar. If you don't think that's a tongue twister, try say it 5 times fast. This item originally got into the game in August of 2016, and it was originally one of a kind. However, I do believe another 2 were brought into the game just a few days later. One of these were banned over the years. However, one got banned and then unbanned. It's kind of a confusing mess. However, there is 2 of these into the game anyway. That's what you need to know. This item is also worth 800 black longs, and it's quite rare in comparison to the shorter collar version of this item, given that there's more of those in the game and there's also a diamond shop variant. However, with the long one, there isn't a diamond shop variant, so it's quite unique in that aspect. I would also argue that this item has grown quite a reputation and rarity for it, purely because one of the owners that owned it when it was one of a kind for I don't know how many years just held on to it and didn't trade it, so pretty much caused people to want it even more, you know, typically how a lot of items on this list are. But yeah, that's the number 4 spot, the Magenta long spiked collar. Here at the number 3 spot, we have the Beta Eyeball Hat. Now, this has 2 popular theories on how it got into the game. The first one being that it was sold in Jamart clothing during October of 2010. Personally, I don't really believe this one because there is already 8 rare variants to the regular eyeball hat that were sold in stores around this time. It would just be kind of weird to have a 9th variant that doesn't really follow the color scheme of the other ones. And the other popular theory, which I'm more inclined to believe, is that AJ Guides gave these items out in 2010 as a reward for beating them in a mini game during an event back in the Night of the Phantoms back in 2010. And these were quite common back when they were distributed in whatever way. However, Abra between 2012 and 2017 accumulated over 15 beta eyes through let's say illegitimate methods from the owners of these items. Whatever happened to these 15 plus beta eyes Abra owned is most likely just banned or deleted from the game now. So it leaves very few of these actually in the game and actually being traded around the game. However, this item is currently listed at 1,000 worth. And it seems as the years go on, less and less of these start to exist in the game due to people getting banned with them. So here at the number 2 spot, this is where we're going to get a little controversial here. So I have listed the beta creature at number 2. Now I'll explain my reasoning more, but typically in previous years on these lists of mine, and also in just every list in general, this item is usually regarded to be the rarest item in the game. However, I have my reasons to think otherwise. So this item, Beta Creature Mask, was originally released in October 2010 during Halloween, and this exact variant was removed from the store a few hours after the item got released, swapped out with the black and red version you see nowadays. And you still see this when the Creature Mask is released every Halloween as well. But because of this, very few of these variants were actually bought from the game, making it very few of a kind. However, over the years, it seemingly was only 2 or 3 of a kind ever. However, over the years, it does seem more and more of them are starting to pop up in the game, whether that be people hacking old accounts and discovering them or what. Either way, this item is currently 3 of a kind as it stands. However, this item is circulated more, meaning it's traded a lot more than the number 1 spot, which we'll get into here in a second. But this item is currently listed at 1800th worth, but definitely could go for a lot more given that the reputation of this item and also the scarcity of the item. So here at the number 1 spot, we have the Pearly Tiara. Now, I argue this is rarer than the creature as it stands because it has circulated a lot less than the creature has, and it's also less of them in the game ever than the creature has had. There's only been 2 ever confirmed known versions of this item existing into the game, and one of them has been either deleted or banned from the game. So this item, quite similar to the Milky Tiara, was believed to be a beta testing variant sold in 2010 when animaljam was during its beta testing period. And the very first one that showed up in the game was found by Abra in 2014, however was deleted around 2017 when it ended up with Kendi. However, also in 2014, Wisteria Moon actually got this item, which I'm sure a lot of you know, by trading a person named Yozaid, and she ended up getting hers in 2015 during a trade. And ever since then, this item was believed to be 2 of a kind until it was confirmed that the other one was permanently deleted from the game. So it is now and still is currently 1 of a kind, it seems, and has been circulated less than the beta creature. From what I know right now, a person named Afternoon is holding on to the tiara for Wisteria Moon, I believe, from my understanding. So that's the only reason you might see it around the game still, because it is actually being held on to for Wisteria Moon by an active player. But ever since Wisteria Moon did obtain this item, she has never traded it, and I don't think she has ever came close to trading it either. Item is valued at 1300 black longs, which is obviously drastically less than the beta creature, but I feel like if this ended up going up for trade at some point, I feel like it would get far more than any other item in the game would, especially the creature, given that it has never been up for trade before. And yeah, that is the number 1 spot, the Pearly Tiara. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I've been wanting to bring this back for this year, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. I probably will make a top 10 rarest den items as well, so you'll probably see that like a day or 2 after this video goes up. But with that, we'll get into the video giveaway for this, which is for this yellow party hat right here. All you gotta do is like the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and drop a comment down below letting me know your username, status, and also what your favorite item on the list was. And yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.